Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam, and today we are picking up right where we left off last episode at our villager apartment building. Or more accurately at this moment, what will become a villager apartment building. It's more like a villager tower or a villager construction project with a cool penthouse garden. But today we are going to be picking up where we left off. The idea with today is to fill in a couple of the lower floors, maybe even all of them. But as you can see, the villager breeder is up and working. And actually, here's a confession. I actually copied the design from Waddles incorrectly. There was a little problem where the villagers actually weren't able to see the beds and therefore weren't connected to them and didn't think that they could get to them, so they didn't want to fall madly in love and make babies. So yeah, what I had to do was remove the couple of logs. Oh, they're doing it right now. I feel like this is probably illegal. Maybe they don't like being watched. Oh, I'll leave them alone. But there was a log there behind where those trapdoors were that was preventing the villagers from seeing the beds behind. So I actually needed to have them connect with the beds. They came through, connected with a couple of the beds. Then I put them back out here, put up the trapdoors, both there and right here in the hole, so that the baby villagers thought that they could walk over them and get to the third bed, which I placed after these two connected with the outer two beds, and the babies fell through and grew up. I did have a little issue where they were taking damage on the trapdoors that are down there holding the water in, so I had to put the trapdoors down, and that seems to have, done the trick. They're not taking any fall damage as they fall. But as you can see, we have 3 jobless villagers that came from our 2 original villagers up top. And these guys are going to be the start of what is going to be they're going to be actually, these are going to be the first residents of the apartments that we're going to construct in this episode. So that's very exciting. I'm super excited for this. But first, I wanted to sort of talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing over the next little bit. So as you can see, I've started planting more spruce trees to sort of spread the podzol up here because I really like that fall, autumn, like fallen leaves look that the podzol has. Probably gonna path block this up. I've also done some small terraforming, and I'm gonna show you the time lapse now while I'm talking. The small terraforming to make this a bit easier to walk up. Before I was doing a lot of one block hopping, and now it's a little bit easier. I'm gonna add some paths in with some slabs and make it even easier to walk. I really want to make this feel like it's lived in and super accessible to the future residents of my villager tower. But also there's gonna be other residents of this little area that I'm constructing. I'm gonna be building more buildings, and it's just really important to me that this feels like a real place that exists. I'm making this feel a bit more natural and a bit less artificial block game nonsense. Hoodad wamba. Those are words, I think. Anyway, this is all going to start coming together over the next several episodes. I'm going to start putting structures here. I have an idea to build a library to house my library villagers. It's gonna all come together. But our big projects for today are the villager apartments themselves and a wool farm. So I made a pretty good wool farm on our previous server, but I want to take it to the next level. Now that I've sort of learned the basics of redstone sorting, we're gonna be doing a pretty standard wool farm to get all 16 types of wool, and we're gonna have a lot of building block options available to us. It's gonna be very colorful over here because of our dye farms. So let's get on these apartments and start putting everything together. Okay, checking back in. I've gone through and I've started making my vision for the lobby. The floor is still grass, but we're going to change that later. I really want to get the layouts of the apartments sort of sorted out before I do anything super detail oriented. Even this might be a placeholder, but I think what I want to do is have like a lobby elevator, sort of like what you'd see in a standard high-rise apartment in a big city. So we have our little bubble elevator. We've got our up and our down. So we'll just go up to the first or second floor floor. And so this is sort of what I'm starting to see as a concept. I've gone back and forth. Like you can see what I started with. I started trying to build from the top down, and that was quickly becoming very tedious. Each one of these stripped dark oak logs is meant to signify the floor of the next level. So it breaks up each floor. So this window, for instance, is going to be in one of the units. I've been going back and forth on how I want to do a staircase. And so my current plan is to do this sort of like grand middle staircase and then have 2 units sort of L shape like this, meeting sort of here. I think each floor I'll have to decide which one gets the big window on the back. I'm thinking I'll do 2 units per floor still, but they're going to be sort of L shaped. There'll be a door entering in somewhere around here, maybe on the end here. And actually we just keep it, yeah, maybe we do it that way. Maybe we do 2 units with their entrances on the end off the elevator, and at least on this first floor. Or I could have it wrap around and have the entrances over here, and then they wrap around this way with the wall being here. I'll sort of game plan it, but this first floor might just sort of be the weird one because of the elevator. The rest of them are going to have that floor space issue in the same way. So I'm going to keep cracking at this, and I'll come back when I've got a bit more of the idea sorted out. Okay, so we're part of the way through building the villager apartment building, and we've got a few more things we got to do, and classic me, I forgot to start my time lapse. So I'm going to get started on that right now. Please enjoy the next few seconds of me sorting out the apartments for this apartment building. Let's go. Okay, so I've basically finished what I have for the layout of the interior of this apartment building, and let me show you what that's been all about. So if we go up here to the second floor, we see what I've already done. We've got these little simple apartment layouts. These apartment layouts are more or less the same throughout the entire building. However, the first floor is a little bit different because of the water elevator. Everything else sort of plays out the same. You might have noticed in the time lapse that there was a balcony off this one that I took away at the end. I might add balconies back in a little bit later, but right now I haven't really figured out the best way to go about it. I haven't quite settled on a design. But as you can see, instead of going with a 2 wide staircase, I went with a 1 wide staircase because it was more space efficient and it works pretty well. And as we approach up, you can hear the guests of honor. We have our villagers. Oh my gosh, they've been busy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When I last came up here, there were 3 of you. Okay, so I don't need to reset the bed. It is working just fine. Oh boy. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are there 8 villagers? 9? Are there 9 villagers in there? I think we've just filled our apartment building. Oh my god. With that in mind, we may as well begin moving some of these guys in. So let me get on that. Okay, I have a feeling that this is about to get really out of hand really quick. I did not anticipate there being 9 villagers here, but I guess when I was AFKing at my skeleton farm, these blocks were loaded, so, oh boy, I did not anticipate there being so many of these guys. So I have to figure out a way to not sort of provoke all of these guys at once. Okay, oh geez. I need you all to sort of make your way in here. Yep, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. That'll do for now. We can keep that little guy in there. And now, with these guys in the boat, we can start the delicate process of moving them downstairs. And the best way to do that is to set up a workstation where they can see it. Come on, guy. This dude does not like this workstation. He also keeps falling off to get to it. Come on, bud. You know, maybe moving villagers is not as simple as I thought it was. Where are you going? You can't get up. No, no, no. No, no, no. You're going to the other one. No, no, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, boy. Come on in here. Oh, my gosh. Where are you going? No, 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 no. Where are you going? This way, come on. Come on. No, you can't get up. You can't go anywhere. Come on back down. You can't go down. Okay, perfect. Now you're on that one. Now we'll set one up in here. We'll get rid of one of the doors. And we'll do that. So now you should go to that one. Come on over here. Come on. Yes, yes. And now we set that up, and now you're home. Well, you would be if you took this, you took the trade, and take the thing. Take the thing. Become a farmer. Hey, there it is. Finally. Potatoes and beets. We can do better. Come back, come back. Potatoes, potatoes. We can work with that. We can work with potatoes. Welcome home. You did it. You're the first one. No, no, no. Over here. Come on over. This, what? No. What? This is not what I had intended. I suppose you could be roommates. I didn't consider this possibility. Well, this isn't what I had intended, but it's gonna work out. Having 2 in one apartment, you just naturally went in there. That's not what we had planned on, but we'll make it work. We have moved 4 villagers downstairs, so this is going well so far. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more waiting in the wings. So that'll be good once we can start moving them even further down. Like the possibilities are endless. I didn't think about putting 2 in each apartment. That wasn't something that originally came to mind, but then these 2 over here had a mind of their own. So we'll see how well this design works out. If it doesn't, we start having villagers wander off, then we might have to reconsider it. But in the meantime, we'll take what we can get and get started with our next project, the wool farm. Checking back in, we're back over underneath Goosehenge, building our wool farm. So let me go over with you how this whole thing works. So this whole area is gonna have grass on it. We're gonna tidy it up and make sure that all the grass can continue to spread once the sheep start eating it. But basically what we've got here is we've got a grass block that has an observer pointed into it with a redstone signal out the back on a solid block. It could be any solid block. I just have stone because it blends with what was already here. But then that observer will send a redstone signal to the dispenser, which has shears in it, which will shear the sheep. Now, underneath all of this, we're going to have a hopper minecart system that's going to pick up all of the wool that gets dropped by the shears. And that'll dispense into a storage system, which I'm thinking will go about here. But the idea behind it is just sheep goes in the box, eats the grass, gets the grass sends a signal to the observer, which sends a signal to the dispenser, which shears the sheep. Hopper minecart is constantly running underneath. It'll pick up the wool and deposit into a storage system. So I'm gonna start building this stuff, and I'll come back when it's closer to being done. Okay, so we're making progress on the wool farm setup. And so the way that I want to do this is to have 4 little farms here, 4 little farms here, 4 here, and 4 here. Now our entrance to this farm will be right in here, this little 2-block gap, and our collection system will all funnel into this central area. So The goal with this is to use a redstone sorter, which might be set into the ground a tiny bit, but that's okay because we'll have 16 chests, ideally in front of where each of these farms is, like based on the color of the sheep that we're going for, the color of the wool. Then they'll be sorted out that way, and we'll have very easy access to all the different colors of blocks. We do have every bit of dye that we need. We have all 16 colors, so once this farm really starts to take shape, we'll start moving these sheep in and start breeding these sheep and getting them in the little pockets there. All right, so we're at the stage where we're starting to put these sheep into the little holes here. If this sheep would just follow me, boom, we got one in. Booyah. So now we can start the process of moving all these sheep to their new homes. Follow me. Where are you going? After you. After me. Come on. Follow me. All right, you gotta get in there. I need you to go in there. Perfect. Now you go in there. Perfect. Now you go in there. Voila. Yeah, we got our first sheep in the farms. So that's awesome. 4 down, 12 to go. This is going to take a while because I only have a few more sheep. We'll come back when we got all the sheep in. How about that? That works. Okay, checking back in. I'm going to bring you back down under to the wool farm because we're getting to a really big point in the build. So I've already moved all 16 sheep in, and I actually had a little bit of help from Simon. He came over and gave me some pointers as to how to do this aspect of everything. Don't mind this is a rendering issue. But what I'm trying to do here is create a central funneling input chest for all of the different sheep farm squares here. So as wool comes in, gets dropped off here by the hopper minecart, it'll feed in and go over to this water elevator. And then from here, it's going to get sent along a water elevator down to an item sorting system. Now, I think I can pull this sorting system off in this space. It might be a bit challenging, but I think I can do it on this end. I was going to try to do it all across this, like across every different type of wool, but realistically, I don't think that's going to be possible with the amount of space that I have without completely rebuilding the farm. So in lieu of completely rebuilding the farm, I'm going to attempt to build in an item sorting system at this end, which should be possible in theory. And if I can't pull it off, then I'll at least have a few output chests so that this system doesn't get clogged. But once we have everything in place, we will turn on the farm and start getting wool. And obviously, I'm going to go through and dye the rest of these sheep. I just hadn't gotten to it at the time that Simon came over to help me with this system. So in the meantime, let me just show you how this works. So it just go there, works exactly like our sorting system for the chicken farm, and it spits it out up top. We're definitely going to need to cap that because that's going to spit it to the ceiling. So, but I'll come back when I figured out the sorting system. Hey, we have success. I am very happy with how this has turned out. I just want to show you. So as you can hear, we've got the wool farm is fully operational. I decided that for the time being, it's more important to me that this farm just starts cranking out wool. And so I am foregoing doing a complex redstone storage system, sorting system on this end for now. But for the time being, the way that this is working is, as you can see, that that purple wool just got mined, or the magenta wool just got mined. It's making its way through the hopper minecart system. It's getting sent through up a bubble elevator, and then it's getting funneled into these chests. And it's mostly going to this chest right now, but once this chest fills up, I'm sure it'll start going to that chest as well. These are pretty accessible. I will find a better way to get to these. I'll probably make a staircase, but for the time being, to have something that's working as well as this is, and in such a small footprint, I'm very happy with. So this whole system on its own, I'm just very proud of, just because I'm not comfortable building things like this. Now, I mentioned before, I had a lot of help from Simon. He came over here from his base and showed me a couple redstone tricks that could better help me in my process, and we made sure it was easily visible in case there are any issues. So it's running, and I'm very happy that very soon we're gonna have all 16 wool types in abundance, and it's just so fun to watch the stuff go through the water. This is very happy. This makes me very happy. But yeah, now on to our final segment of the day. Okay, one of the things we've been waiting to do for a while now is go visit Steven. So Steven set up really far away from everyone, like really far away from everyone. That's because on the last server, Steven set up pretty close to spawn, and he got visited a lot, and he just wanted to live a more like hermit style lifestyle, cottagecore, doing his own thing for the longest amount of time. And he's decided to make a scavenger hunt to get to his place. The first part of the scavenger hunt was to find a landmark from the last server, something we called the chunk tree. We had some chunk border loading issues on the last server, and that led to some really interesting trees. But Simon was actually the first person to find it. He found the first clue of the scavenger hunt. Simon has graciously agreed to give me the first clue to the scavenger hunt for your all's enjoyment. And that's something that we're going to go take care of now. But Simon has requested something very, very, let's say, this could come back to haunt me. This decision could come back to haunt me. This request is for an IOU. So I've never done one of these before, but it's basically like I give him a piece of paper that says I will help him with whatever he asks me for, and he gives me this scavenger hunt clue. So this might come back to haunt me later, but in all likelihood, I think Simon would be a pretty good sport about everything and try to help me out. But well, let's see. IOU for Sinimin from Samuel Dude. All right. So he's on his way over, and we're gonna make this little exchange, and then we'll be going to Steven's soon. Maybe even in the next episode. Who knows? Now he wants us to go to spawn, so we're gonna go to spawn and deliver this IOU. Where are you?
I'm over at the chunk tree.
I never found it.
Oh.
I don't actually.
Are you at spawn?
I'm at spawn. Yeah, I never found it. Oh, it's over there?
Yeah, it's over this way.
Oh, it's this thing. Ow. I wouldn't have spotted it.
Yep. It was a bit of a weird spot because there were so many other trees around, but I noticed this rooted dirt, and that kind of clued me in. We've already come to a bit of an agreement on this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got what you want right here.
Okay, great. Here, I'll put this in the chest and cover it back up.
There it is.
Very much.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business with you. And
beautiful.
I don't go easy on me, or don't. I don't know. I'll take it in stride.
I'll keep this in my back pocket for a rainy day.
Oh boy, I don't know what I could possibly help you with that you don't already know how to do, but I'm looking forward to it.
Have a fun trip.
Okay, so we have a little sea turtle in the background. We have the coordinates to the first clue. Now, I'm not going to show the coordinates on screen because there are a couple other folks who would like to do the scavenger hunt themselves once I've already done it. But the hunt for Steven's base begins next episode. We're going to need to stock up on supplies before then because it's way out there. But we're going to be the first people to showcase Steven's base design on our channel. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And hopefully that IOU doesn't come back to bite me. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.